Hey everybody, Scott Everitt here, the Vice President of Healthcare Solutions with Practical Data Solutions. And I wanted to show our new dashboard of the month. Our dashboard of the month is the PDS Appointment Source Report. If you would like a clean copy of this dashboard, please visit our website at pds-online.com. Now, I really like this dashboard. It's got a nice look and flow to it, but it shows some really good information as well when we're talking about how practices schedule. We're looking at whether practices are being proactive in their scheduling or whether patients are driving the appointment volumes that are out there. So this was really driven by practices who have told us that they want to be more proactive in their scheduling, particularly for patients who have chronic needs or require chronic care. And they want to make sure they're getting these patients in and have looked to initiatives that are outreach driven. So one of the ways you can do that is by looking at your appointment sources. Where are your appointments being scheduled? Are they being scheduled through patient phone calls? Are they being scheduled on the online portal? These are two ways that are really patient-driven scheduling or patient-driven appointments that feed into our providers' schedules. Whereas if we're scheduling in the clinic while the patient is there, or we're doing outreach calls to our patients and scheduling appointments that way, those are really more clinic-driven or practice-driven. And obviously the ratios that you're going to have are going to depend greatly on your practice, your patient populations, what sorts of goals and initiatives that you have as an organization. But knowing this and looking at trends can really be something that provides a lot of good insight into the way that you're scheduling. Now, if we look at each of these individually, we can also see that there may be some more information that we want to gather from this as well. For example, if we look and see that our phone calls are our highest number of calls that come through, that may indicate to us that we're going to want to get in and start looking at more call center statistics in addition to these scheduling statistics. We're going to want to look at patient wait times. We're going to want to look at hold times, abandoned call rates, and make sure that our staffing is appropriate for the needs that we're seeing right there. If we're seeing a lot in the portal, or if our portal's not where we want it to be, it's good to notice trends in that as well. There's a high value in growing the usage of patient portals for scheduling. It's preferred by younger patients. It's the most efficient way of doing it for the practice. It requires fewer staff. It really is kind of the way to go. So looking at trends that come through our online portal and start looking and seeing is the growth in our portal ratio what we would expect to see based on any sorts of initiatives or promotions that we're running in order to get more appointments scheduled through the portal rather than via phone call. Now, if we're trying to be a little bit more proactive, if we have value-based contracts, if we're trying to manage patients with chronic conditions in more of a wellness setting rather than in an urgent care setting, this is really kind of something that a lot of our practices are moving to as well. And one of the ways that they're doing it is they're trying to schedule follow-up care and wellness care while the patients are in the clinic with their either annual wellness visit or with a regular office visit. So for example, if you have patients that need to be seen quarterly for the conditions that we're treating, we can schedule their next quarter appointment while they're there in the clinic as they're leaving. Or if we have patients who haven't been in for a while and we're looking at outreach, we may need to look at these patients with chronic conditions and see if we can call them and get them scheduled. Again, it'll come at a more convenient time for our patients, more convenient time for our providers, and it prioritizes wellness. This is something that patients view as a satisfier because it shows that the clinic is concerned for their conditions and for them as a person. In addition to that, it can help with quality outcomes where we can get to them before something urgent happens, before they get sick, requiring possibly ER visits or inpatient stays. So being more proactive in these ways and looking at trends due to initiatives that come through can really be helpful as well. So I really like this dashboard to give us a nice snapshot to determine if we're moving towards the goals that we would like to see, if our trends are moving in the correct direction, and to give us additional insight into the scheduling processes that we have within our clinic. We also can look at this and just look at overall value and volumes for say new physicians, new staff, clinics that are out there, and make sure that these volumes are appropriate for them as well. So this gives a lot of great insight and can be run at various levels. Again, if you want to have a clean copy of this, please visit our website at pds-online.com. Thank you for joining us to go over the PDS appointment source report as the dashboard of the month.